Hi everyone and welcome to the Morning Report Charter Prices on Wednesday the 6th of January with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. Another negative start for the European session, and that's come on the back of a series of factors really. You've got the geopolitical tensions that are escalating in the Korean peninsula. Between North and South Korea over the fact that apparently North Korea have done a successful test of a hydrogen bomb, and that's escalating the tensions there, and certainly that is impacting sentiment or has impacted sentiment through the Asian region. Also, we had out of Asia the China Cajun PMI for the service sector. Disappointing, 17-month low on that number, 50.2, down from 52.3 was the expectation. So really disappointing that the service sector has not been able to sort of take up the slack that the certainly that the deterioration in the manufacturing sector in China has taken on. So that is a real blow to the market sentiment today. And the safe haven trades continue to benefit on the back of all this. The yen is stronger, gold is stronger. Also, you've got US treasuries as well. And not only that, we've got the dollar strengthening as well, once again, with weakness across the board on the forex majors other than the yen. So you've also got, as I said, the treasury yields, which are lower. 10-year treasury yield on the US falling away again. So that just reflects this flight to safe haven trades that we're seeing once again today in the as the early European session has started. Now, in terms of oil price, well, the oil price on the WTI has fallen away actually at a 2-week low, but the big news is that the Brent crude price has fallen to an 11-year low, lowest since 2004 there. Below that 36.20 support, 35.76 the current price. So really disappointing moves there on oil in terms of the Brent crude contract anyway. So that's showing real concern, certainly being driven also by that Chinese data. So no real good news for anyone with risk sentiment taking on board there. So real problems that we're seeing today. Now, in terms of economic data, well, we've got a whole series of the service PMIs out today. Starting with the, well, you've just had the Eurozone data coming out. Actually, it came out better than expected, 54.2, quite a decent number there for the Eurozone, beating on the expectations and also on the composite PMI as well. So decent PMI data out from the Eurozone this month, but the UK PMI for the services sector is certainly going to be a big number for sterling. That's about 80% worth of the economy, that is the service sector in the UK. So certainly the traders will be looking out for that at 9:30. Expected to come in slightly higher at 56 spot. Sorry, no, slightly lower, 55.6 on the services sector PMI there. For the US, the ISM non-manufacturing data. Or let me just talk about the ADP number, which actually is at 115 this afternoon. 217,000 last month, expected to come in at 192. Some see that as a bit of a pointer towards non-farm payrolls, but it certainly would seem as though you're going to get probably another fairly solid payrolls report there. Now, in terms of the, sorry, I just got to find it. In terms of the ISM non-manufacturing data, which is the service sector for the States, 56.0, so basically in line with last month there. Now, you've also got the factory orders for the States, which is an important number actually. Again, it's a sign for the manufacturing manufacturing sector in the States. Expectation is for negative 0.2% on the month, which actually would be a slight improvement on the year-on-year data. So that's at 3 o'clock. So there is actually quite a lot of data out today that could have an impact on the markets. And not only that, we've got the EIA oil inventories, which is the oil stocks for the States, and that's at 3:30, and that's expected to come out again as another build of around about 0.75 million barrels. So that takes me to my chart of the day, which is the euro sterling. Now, I've been looking at the euro, looked at euro yen breaking down yesterday, and looking at euro sterling today. Another forex major for the major pair for the euro that looks to be breaking down. Now we've got at the moment a bit of a trading range going on here between 74 effectively and 73 figure, which was the old resistance became new support. That is basically a trading range now, about 100 ticks, but it looks like it's going to be breaking down. The RSI has already broken down below that trading band, and also the stochastics are falling away, and also a crossover sell signal on the MACD lines. Now, generally speaking, the euro has been in this sort of broad sideways trading range, and every time it gets up towards 74, you get the selling pressure coming back towards the sort of 72.20 to 72 figure sort of mid-range pivot. I think that's what we're going to be seeing again. We've already seen the euro, which has sort of broken that uptrend effectively over the past few weeks, and it is certainly seemed to be rolling over. And if you do start to get a breakdown below 73 figure, that would sort of effectively complete a small top pattern, and again that small top pattern would give you a completion target of around about 71.80 sort of area, so it would certainly suggest you'd be coming back towards that pivot level at 72.20, but certainly looking at the momentum indicators rolling over, it doesn't look all that good. Now you would say that you're still in this trading range for now, but the momentum indicators are suggesting the downside. This is the hourly chart. Again, not excessively bearish yet on the momentum, but still you're starting to see the momentum indicators moving towards a more negative configuration, and with all the moving averages falling away, that's not all that positive. Now you've got a bit of a near-term pivot around 73.40 area, 73.50, which is sort of acting as basis of near-term resistance. So any sort of rally towards that sort of area could well be seen as a chance to sell, but it looks as though this one is going to be putting pressure on that 73 figure mark, and ultimately if it breaks below that, you're back sort of towards the 72 figure mark. So I wish you good luck in your trading on the euro sterling today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.